all of you know, we are here on the eve of the President's acceptance speech at the Democratic National Convention. We are here to send a message to the President, and we are now in a struggle with the MTA to reclaim all of the victories that we won from that struggle. In particular, we are here fighting for over a million hours of bus service cuts that our communities have had to face. We have taken this fight to the mayor who sits on the MTA board, who did little or nothing when we asked him to help us and stop the cuts of the MTA. We then took this to the Federal Transit Administration, and they did comply to our request, and they did a thorough investigation of MTA. And in that investigation, they found with MTA's own records that clearly stated that they knew the service cuts that they were making would have a desperate impact on our communities. And yet they failed to find them in violation. This is an historical moment. We have a black president. And make no mistake about it, we know if it had not been for the civil rights movement, he would not be in the position that we in. He has the executive authority to enforce our civil rights by telling the FTA and the MTA to restore the million hours of service. And that is why we are here.
I've lived in many cities, and I've been an avid rider of public transportation. And I've seen, and this is the reason why I'm here today after I was informed of the problem that you're having, because I've seen what cuts in public transportation can do to the people who work hardest every day and still find themselves at the lower end of the socioeconomic spectrum. And I know how much we depend on our public transportation. And so that's why I'm here with you asking Barack Obama to recognize your civil rights and to stand with us, because most bus riders, as they've already mentioned, are his constituents. We are with you, tried and true. And the fact that they are taking money away from us to help people who are better off, to help for people who don't need it, they're cutting our lifeline.
MTA is not broke. They're riding off the back of the bus riders.
Here in South Los Angeles, we are a historic landmark for civil rights battles. Today, the civil rights the struggle continues. It is around transportation, buses. I'm a bus rider, as many of you are here, and I don't have to tell you that the MTA has raised fares while cutting services. Where are they doing this? In neighborhoods of lower income people of color. Here where we stand, we have seen the 305, the 42, the 608, and many of the dash lines cut. As a population, we have struggled just to get a seat on the bus. Now we are struggling to keep the bus and the seat while struggling at the fare box. And yes, fares will continue to increase every 2 years. The MTA has claimed that budgetary considerations forced them to cut service, and yet they have funds to expand rail, which travels in predominantly white upper-class neighborhoods. To deny us a first-class transportation system is a violation of our civil rights. Again, we challenge this as a violation of the Title VI of the 1964 Civil Rights Act, which prohibits government agencies to receive federal funds from using them in a racially discriminatory manner. Is our safety, dignity, job, and income being sacrificed to the almighty white rail-riding voters? Did rail riders vote for Obama in 2008? No, it was you, it was me, it was our neighbors who rallied behind hope and change. President Obama has the power to intervene. He can simply call the Federal Transit Administration and ask them to order the MTA to restore the bus service that they discriminately took away from us. The bus riders and I are asking President Obama to enforce, restore, and expand our civil rights.